unusual person, based on my background, to do what we did, what the whole legislature did last year, and I give a lot of credit to Speaker Weatherford for agreeing with the Senate's position. I didn't quite know what the numbers were until someone told me 2 weeks ago, and that is we actually increased funding for the arts year over year by 283%. So that was pretty good. It's a nice percent. My favorite junior high school teacher, that was way before you were born. That was like when we had junior high school, not middle school. My favorite junior high school teacher was my art teacher, and it was a course that I didn't understand and had a hard time with. And I remember one of the segments of the course was pottery, and we had to throw a pot, and we had to cure it, we had to paint it, we had to lacquer it, and then we had to enter it into a jury competition. Needless to say, I did not win. And when I brought it home, it was a pot only a mother could love. and there was no way I was going to get an A in art. And so I said, is there any way I could get extra credit? So I was the guy who swept up the art room at the end of the day. I cleaned the brushes, and in the summer I helped the art teacher paint signs. And that's how I was able to get through art. And in instrumental music, I can tell you that I was a trumpet player until the head of the trumpet section asked me if I could please play some other instrument. So the band director put me into French horn, E-flat French horn, art instrument. And I was first chair, third French horn. Wow. The reason I was first chair, third French horn, is because there was no second chair. I was the last one. So my love for the arts is not because I'm an accomplished artist. It is because I believe that, along with Thomas Jefferson, that the arts are what civilize us. And so that's why I was pleased to work with my colleagues in the Senate to try to do what we should have done long ago, and that's lift Florida from one of the worst states in the country in arts funding to one of the best states in the country in arts funding.
Good here.
All of you have done a remarkable job in making sure that the good work that you do in your communities is lifted up. Now, I must tell you, there's one thing I quibble about in terms of your narrative or your theme. And I know that the answer to every question now in Florida is jobs. I know that's the answer to all the questions. But I'm troubled by those who say that we are going to justify our support for the arts because there are people who have jobs. While that is true, and while we can all come up with all kinds of calculations and multiplier effects of money that we spend in the arts and what it does to the local economy, my support for the arts has nothing to do with economic impact and nothing to do with jobs. And it has everything to do with the fact that if we lose the balance that the arts give us, whether we go to the opera or whether we just go and hang out and listen to somebody play guitar on the beach, or whether we go to an art show, or whether we come up here from time to time as I do and look at these paintings and even track down some of the artists and bought a couple for my house. It is the civilizing influence of the arts, the temporizing influence on otherwise a sort of an ignoble and inhumane beast, Homo sapiens, that I think justifies the support that we ought to provide. So what you do is help make our communities places that are worth living. And if you can add jobs, well and good. But your justification is in what is done in the arts, not the collateral benefits of the arts. And I realize it's a harder hill to have to climb politically. But I don't think that Beethoven or Mozart or Picasso had to justify what they did based on the jobs they created. They justified what they did to patrons, who often were people in government. They might have been, divinely anointed kings and princes. but they were people in government who saw that when they all turned to dust and their castles turned to rubble, that the compositions that are created, the masterpieces that adorn ceilings and walls, stand long past those of us who in a moment in time might do the right thing. So thank you for what you do every day. That's really important. Thank you for your kindness to me, and don't ever give up the cause.
Hear, hear.